Hi there, I'm Laura. I am a Galway girl born and bred. I was born in the regional hospital, which is now called UHG. And yeah, I've lived here all my life. I've had a great upbringing. My mum was originally from Monaghan. My dad was from East Galway. And when my mum, she came to Galway back in 1970. But she used to always come down here when she was young as a child, and she loved Galway. And I think she manifested herself to, live in Galway. And I think she's passed on her love of Galway to me. So yeah, I was brought up in Galway City in Newcastle, and then we moved to Taylor's Hill later on. Had loads of different hobbies when I was younger, like playing the piano, being in the guides, being in the orchestra and things like that, swimming lessons, the usual. Have one sister called Carol, and she lives in Galway as well. Really nice time to grow up in Galway, simpler times as well. You had a lot of freedom. It was the type of time where you'd go out, during summer days, and you wouldn't come back till it was dark.
What was school like for you?
Yeah, so I went to school in Sculroche, and then I went to the secondary school, Taylor's Hill, which was part of the Dominican College. So yeah, really liked school. I remember actually when I was in first year, we celebrated like 350 years of the Dominican convent coming to Galway, so we had a big, huge celebration for that. In relation to secondary school, loved music, got involved in the orchestra, I was involved in choirs and things like that. So my first job, I was really lucky, my dad sorted it out, your dads are great. I got a job in Roach's Stores. Good old Roach's Stores, you'd really miss it now. It's where Debenhams was, and it's now Sports Direct, up in the Corrib centre up the town. And yeah, I worked in the cafe there part-time. I remember I was 16, and I remember it was the year that the Olympics was on, and I think Michelle Smith won the gold medals and everyone was celebrating. But yeah, it was just a nice summer job. We were kept busy. I was wiping down tables, serving customers, and I felt like such a grown-up. It was great.
Has Galway changed since you were a child? How has it changed?
Yeah, I think Galway's changed hugely, right? Okay, like I remember, I just know the statistic for some reason, like Limerick used to be like bigger than Galway, and now it seems like Galway is like the third largest city in Ireland, because I suppose, look, we've got this university here, we've got the 2 universities now in the city, but when I was young, I just remember like outside is pedestrianised now, but I remember I used to be able to like drive up and down Shop Street when I was younger, and it was still really busy, it was still really arty when I was younger, but I just think it's gone so sophisticated now, I moved away for a couple of years actually. In my mid-20s I lived in Edinburgh, and I remember when I used to come back on holidays, I was like, and I got very interested in the arts, and there was loads of festivals on, and I was like, oh, is Galway really small or whatever, I was kind of getting a bit full of myself. And I remember when I moved back then, I just realised that, Galway has just this, such an amazing artistic kind of society here, and kind of framework and kind of atmosphere here. But I didn't really notice that as much before, but definitely around, I think it was like when they started renaming like the High Street and Quay Street, the Latin Quarter, things used to kind of prosper, and it became like a real European city and really, really vibey. And I think that's why so many people love to come here like now,
Passions and hobbies?
Well, I really love talking, as you can see. I don't know if that's a passion, but I really, really love the arts, right? Okay, I like July. I say this to everyone. July is like my favourite month. We've got the arts festival and the film fla and everything like that. I love getting involved. There is always something going on in Galway. You could literally be out 7 nights a week in Galway, and to be honest with you, Matt, I do my best. We've got the Palace Cinema down the road. We've got the Galway Film Society. I love the Druid, the arts, the Town Hall Theatre. I'm probably like their best customer, so I love that. And I also love kind of getting involved in it as well. I was in a couple of musicals when I was younger. A couple of years ago, and it's just a great way of getting involved. So I'm all about community, and I think that's what my real passion is.
Can you remember the last time when you were truly happy?
Oh God, to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy most of the time. It's kind of my disposition. I just choose to be positive, that kind of way. The last time I was truly happy, I have to think about that now for a second.
Take your time.
Let me see now. To be honest with you, it's a really, really hard question to answer because I really just kind of think your sort of happiness is a state of mind. You choose to be happy. I think also it's about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary and everything like that, you know. And I think that, you know, the last time, tell you what, the last time I was really truly happy was this morning. And I'll tell you what, I was off work because I was taking holidays for Christmas, and I was doing my workout class, and normally I always go down and have a little swim in Blackrock, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to have a coffee this morning and just, you know, look at the lovely, how the sun was beginning to crack in just above Blackrock Towers. And there were so many people that were down there, and they're all really jovial and they're full of the festive spirit, and everyone was wishing us happy Christmas. My friend had just come back from travelling. I was in Blackrock Cottage having breakfast with them, and I was like, I'm so lucky to live here, you know what I mean? I really, really am. I think I'm such a home bird. A lot of people talk about travelling, and I do like to travel, but I'm always happiest when I'm home.
Do you have any regrets so far in life? Do you have any?
Do you know what? You can absolutely, there is always regrets that you have. Should I, would I, could I, you know, that kind of way, if you thought, you know, of something. But at the end of the day, things kind of work out normally, you know, and you can have regrets, but you can basically, it's like making a mistake. You learn from them. And you know what they say about failing, you just basically, you just brush yourself off and you know, try again, you know. I always say, like, when I was talking about earlier on about, I love music. My mother is a fantastic pianist. I went and I learned, was really good at, like, I was great at sight reading and learning the piano. But if you asked me to play something now, I'd need to have, you know, the score in front of me, you know. And I remember I was doing music for the junior cert, and then in the leaving cert, I took it up in 5th year again, and then I dropped it. I moved schools and I dropped music, and I kind of, you know, regret dropping the music because I think it's a great subject to study. You're learning about the history of music, the science of music as well, and how you use both sides of your brain. So that's always a regret. I'm like, I should have kept up the music.
If you could give one piece of advice to a young Laura, more like Laura, when you're like very young, what would that be?
Oh, believe in yourself. Literally believe in yourself and trust yourself, you know. Like, you have your gut inside you here, you know, like the answers are, you know, within. You know, if you think that something is wrong, take your time as well, you know what I mean? And you know, if something is wrong, it's wrong, you know. Trust your gut, you know. And don't rush things. Take your time in making decisions, you know. It's very easy to be always trying to give an answer and, you know, try to please people too much, you know what I mean? But sometimes you have to take time for yourself. So that's what I mean about being your own best friend, be your own cheerleader. And, you know, the answer is within, and, you know, trust your inner child, you know what I mean? And know that you can, you know, you've got this, you know what I mean? And just, yeah, exactly, you know, love yourself, you know? Yeah.